Welcome everyone. There were a few small things I was doing every single day that were gradually making my hip pain worse. And the worst part is, I didn't even realize it at the time. And if you're dealing with hip pain, there's a good chance you may be doing some of these as well. When my hip issues first started, I did begin to focus on rehab exercises. But I completely overlooked everything else I was doing throughout my day. And that's where a lot of the problem was coming from. So here are 3 daily habits that were actually making my hip pain worse. The first one was doing the same deep stretches I was doing before I got injured. Things like elevated pigeon or deep hip flexor stretches felt like they should help. But for me, they actually made my irritation worse and caused me to flare up even more. Though I was convinced that if I just pushed and forced myself through the stretch that I could still make flexibility gains. However, just because something feels like a stretch doesn't mean it's actually helping your injury. The second habit was something I was doing for hours and hours on end every single day. I was sitting for long periods of time, almost every single day, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. That constant sitting tightened the front of my hips while actively weakening my glutes. I would feel stiff while getting up and uncomfortable while being seated. And you can't outtrain 8 hours of sitting. Though that shouldn't stop you from getting movement in during your remaining hours left. The third habit is something that I completely did not expect. I was wearing regular footwear that kept my feet cramped and bundled up. That affected how my feet functioned and how my hips moved. I didn't realize how connected everything was until I changed this. Something that can go very easily unnoticed, like the type of shoes you wear, actually has a major effect. Being barefoot more, improving my foot strength, switching to barefoot shoes with a wider toe box, and wearing toe spacers as much as possible really made a big difference. So these were the 3 daily habits that were making my hip pain worse: deep stretching, prolonged sitting, and footwear. It wasn't just the workouts, it was everything else outside of them. Make sure you start paying attention to the small things you do every day. Those are often what makes the biggest difference. If you found anything helpful throughout this video, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe for more recovery content like this. Thank you for your time.